3 match weeks have been played, 3 games have been played, and now we're into match week 4. We got a whole slate of games, but this is a twofer. We got midweek games next week as well. So we got Saturday, Sunday, then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday coming up. It's a lot of games. This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome in to the Red Card Radio preview for match week 4. We're just so blessed to have so many games coming up this week that we're just going to get right into it. So this weekend, starting on Saturday morning, we got Southampton hosting United. We've got Brentford hosting Everton. Brighton are hosting Leeds. Chelsea are hosting Leicester. Liverpool welcome Bournemouth. Anfield City hosting Palace. Arsenal are hosting Fulham. Villa hosting West Ham. Wolves hosting Newcastle. And rounding out the week, Nottingham Forest hosting Spurs. So that's going to be match day 4, essentially. That's all the games for the 4th match week. And then in match day 5, however you want to say it, because it's kind of in the same week. I don't know how it's demarcated, but whatever. It's game 5, essentially. We've got starting, this is on Tuesday of next week. So if this is the week of, if the Saturday games are on, August 27th and 28th, that's the weekend. Then on August 30th is when you're looking. So August 30th, 31st, and September 1st, all of those games, those kick off with Palace hosting Brentford on Tuesday, Fulham hosting Brighton, Southampton welcoming Chelsea, Leeds hosting Everton, Bournemouth hosting Wolves, Arsenal are hosting Villa, City host Nottingham Forest, West Ham United and Spurs play in a London derby. A big one for Liverpool and Newcastle at Anfield, and then Leicester are hosting United. So that's all 20 games that we have coming up in the Premier League before we get back to you guys with another preview. We're going to kick back to match week 4. We're going to start with those first set of 10 games. What kind of stands out to you in that slate of games there?
Yeah, my big one. Let's see.
I mean, clearly you're going to say Chelsea Leicester, right?
Well, yes, Chelsea Leicester, of course.
So
it's Chelsea.
Excluding Chelsea and Leicester, what kind of stands out to you?
I'm interested to see if United can keep this hype up from the Liverpool game against Southampton. Southampton played tough, especially at home. See if United can keep up this momentum, or if they fall back into those old habits. So they get the fridge back starting at center back. I'm scared for that one.
There's no way they do that, right? You had a successful center back pairing. You're gonna rock with that until it becomes a problem.
But you're not going to start the club captain. You're not going to play the club captain 2 games in a row.
Yeah, that's weird, but I mean, they need to get wins. What, you have a face? You have a face, Sean.
You say club captain like they didn't put the armband on somebody else last game.
Yeah, who wore it? Was it Varane?
Probably. It should be.
That would be hilarious.
Maybe De Gea.
I was going to say De Gea, probably. I don't know, but my guess would have been De Gea.
Yeah, De Gea makes the most sense, actually, thinking about it.
But yeah, like, you say club captain like they just didn't... He wore the armband on the bench, like they moved it to somebody.
Well, somebody wore it on the pitch, that's true.
Bruno.
Yeah, then there you go.
Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno is not a leader, in my opinion. Anyway, I don't know. I think
he was a leader.
Else.
He was a leader when he was on a yellow and keeping the ball from Salah for about 90 seconds and didn't get a second yellow. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I did.
That is the most ballsy on a yellow already move I've seen from a player yet in the history of the Premier League.
I think Bruno knew that Michael Oliver would have gotten stoned if he had sent him off there. I don't think...
No, a rule's a rule. Like, the dude's clearly time racing.
I agree with you. I don't disagree with you. But so I think this is an interesting pick, Brad, because I kind of had this thought in our review episode. If you haven't of Match Week 3, if you haven't checked that out, track back and check that out. But this could definitely be a banana peel for United. They can have the opportunity to kind of show that they have the mentality to push on and to really press in the league this year. But whether or not they're going to take, the long trip down to the South Coast and figure out, like, they're going to sit there and have all 11 men on the pitch be fully focused for 90 minutes like they did against Liverpool. That's kind of the question that I think is going to be before them, whether or not they can string like not even necessarily back-to-back results, but back-to-back mentality expenditures. Like that's going to be the real question of this United team. But yeah, that should be a good game in my opinion. Now, I think Southampton are getting relegated this year. Maybe frivolously, I think that. I don't know. We'll find out. But that should be a good match. Joel, what are you looking forward to this weekend? Could be any of them.
Yeah, aside from my team against Wolves, I think that the Brighton Leeds game is going to be a very good one. Okay. Leeds coming off a 3-0 victory against Chelsea. Brighton, I think, one of the best English managers, one of the best managers in the league, but one of the best English managers out there. And Brighton look very good. Leeds are looking good this year.
Last year, I was a big Graham Potter fan. Weren't you, James? Aren't you a big Graham Potter fan?
No, I'm not. I thought I wasn't at the time. My opinion on him is obviously changing.
I think that'll be a good game. I think it's a battle for Europe, right? At this point.
Well, I mean, Leeds have the American Pep Guardiola, right? So it's got to be a good one.
That's right. That's my pick.
That's a good one. Sean, what are you looking at other than Spurs Forest? Well, though that's a derby. That's a London derby. That could be a good one. Well, I'll let you speak for yourself, though.
It's not going to be.
There's so much. Well, it's a London derby. They tend to.
Nottingham's like 2 hours north of London.
Okay, maybe don't listen to James. Listen to Joel.
Right. Yeah, we need to put another one on the map. We got to put another one on the fake map.
It's near Leicester. I was born just outside.
Okay,
I was born.
Don't listen to me. I'm going to go back and edit all that out so I don't look like an idiot, so it's okay.
Oh, no. We're putting it on the map.
No.
I'm gonna look forward to Chelsea Leicester because I want to see if Tuchel has to take the bus again. Did you guys see these quotes?
Oh yeah, the long bus ride that messed up the whole plan.
Wait,
oh my gosh, this guy complained about the game. He said everything that could go wrong did go wrong, including our transportation to the game. The players could fly, but the coaches had to take a bus. When? Like you got there, did you not?
Something was wrong with the Chelsea plane, I think. I don't know.
So they let the players fly in the plane?
No, let the players fly commercially.
Okay, so
the bus.
So why couldn't the coaches? Why couldn't the coaches fly commercially?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe there wasn't enough seats.
I just want to find out. if Tuchel got to Leicester. No, they're going to be home. I want to make sure that he's going to be okay taking a bus wherever he needs to go next. Is just what I want to make sure.
Maybe he wasn't driving the bus because I remember last year he said he was willing to drive the bus. Maybe he got car sick because he couldn't drive the bus.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. Maybe he'll take the London Transit.
Maybe
to the game.
Take the tube.
Take the tube.
Yeah, whatever he needs to do. Yeah. Get to the game. Maybe it'll help harden him.
I think you guys are missing a glaring game here. I think the City Palace game is going to be a good one. Palace have already shown they played really well away at Liverpool. They just beat up Aston Villa. I think that they are going to play a really tight game against City. Now, of course, City are kind of coming off of that disappointing draw for. I mean, disappointing in the fact that they expected to beat Newcastle probably. It's not disappointing in the fact that they were down 3-1 and then they were able to rescue a point out of it. But City are certainly going to be looking for a result against Crystal Palace. But Crystal Palace, I think, is a difficult team to play, even away from home.
Palace being away from home.
Yeah. So.
You missed the London Derby, though. The actual London Derby of the weekend.
I mean, I will. Thank you. I will say I am
Villa West Ham.
I am less.
Oh, I thought you were trolling me. Because I thought Villa was
talking about Arsenal Fulham, but
no, I thought you were trolling me because a year and a half ago I made the mistake that Villa was in London.
Yeah. No,
because West Ham and Villa have the same colors, and I get them confused. So I thought they were in London. I thought you were trolling me. All right.
So you're talking about the Arsenal Fulham game. I feel like I should be confident about this game, but Fulham have shown that they can play. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from that game. I think that Arsenal should win. I think if they come with the right mentality and the right intensity, that they should win it. But I definitely recognize that Fulham have the ability to beat teams that are of higher stature than them.
You guys, Joel, do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear?
Excuses coming in, ready?
Yeah, I heard him prepping for when Fulham derails the invincible season.
A, that was the overreaction. But B, I think it's fair to say that Fulham are a difficult team to play against, and that this Fulham team looks very different than the team from 2 years ago. And I don't know. I think that's fair to say. They've clearly shown that in the last 3 weeks.
One of us in our tiers had Fulham finishing at about 14th.
I did also have Fulham getting relegated. So maybe you should just stop listening to this podcast, because apparently I don't know anything.
No, you should keep listening to this podcast, because I do know what I'm talking about.
What about this? What about the game number 5 for everybody? Moving on to the midweek matches. I think we start with Liverpool Newcastle, right? Like that's
a big
that's a big game. Liverpool are kind of in shambles now. They have Bournemouth at the weekend before, so assuming that they get a result there. But Newcastle are a different beast, right? So
Newcastle can go to that game with confidence, I think. Like, why not? Why not go and try and get a result?
Yeah.
Palace got a draw there. I mean, I think Newcastle can go and attack Liverpool. Unless something dramatic changes with them. Liverpool, that is. I don't see why Newcastle can't go there and put up a fight.
I think even if Liverpool put 6 past Bournemouth, like even if they win super convincingly, I don't think that really. I still think that there's a level of apprehension welcoming Newcastle to Anfield.
Yeah.
Is that a traditional rivalry? I know Liverpool have rivals with everyone. They're rivals with Manchester. They're rivals with Everton. They're rivals with London clubs.
Yeah, back in the 90s, I want to say 96 or something, Liverpool and Newcastle were the two teams at the top of the table. I think it was that specific season. And they had one epic game, ended 4-3 to Liverpool at Anfield. If Newcastle had won, Newcastle probably would have gone on to win the Premier League. But Liverpool won with a pretty much last minute winner. So historically, going back like 20 years or so, to 25 plus years, like Liverpool and Newcastle,
rival.
Yeah, they were the big two teams at the top with Man United, but that specific season I was talking about. But there's always been a little bit of there've been two big historical teams in the past, so there's just that natural rivalry. But geographically, they're like 2-3 hours apart. There's not that really.
Yeah.
Yeah, super far away.
But I was just thinking. I know they're on opposite coasts and a few hours apart, but they both represent Northern England.
Yeah. No, I think. Yeah, there's a rivalry there, but it's not like it's nothing like
Manchester, Liverpool.
I mean, that's really close as well. That's like 30 minutes.
They're across the bay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is a big game. I mean, Newcastle. If Newcastle win, it will be a lot of bragging, right? It would be a big upset.
That would be kind of. I mean, like I know we were kind of joking. Maybe we weren't necessarily joking about Liverpool's state right now. But if they lose to Newcastle, I just assume that they're going to beat Bournemouth. And maybe that's a flawed assumption at this point in the season after what they've shown. But they definitely need a reaction against Bournemouth. If they lose to Newcastle or are bullied by Newcastle and rescue a draw, if they don't play convincingly against Newcastle, that's going to be after the transfer window is closed. There's not going to be anything else they can do. I wonder if that will portend a really just difficult season for them coming up.
Yeah, it could. It could.
Yeah.
I think Newcastle will strengthen as well before then. I think they'll get 1 or 2 more players. So who knows?
Yeah. Sean, what about this this match at the London Stadium? Spurs going all the way across town to see David Moyes and the boys. Ooh, that was good. I like that.
David Moyes and the boys. This is going to portend the end of Moyes.
It's not how you use that word. I don't know if you know what that word means.
No, that's that's a good use of that word.
No, I used it exactly the way he used it.
Yeah, portend is like to kind of like infer for like to like kind of not like tell the future, but like you kind of can read like the signs kind of thing.
For everyone who doesn't read a dictionary in their free time, like James, it just means foreshadowing.
Yeah, to be a sign or warning that something is likely to happen.
It's foreshadowing. Anyways, it'll portend the end of Moyes.
Moyes.
Because
he's French now.
Moyes.
Sean, I have a question. When are you going to get a Spurs top?
Dang. He said you're not even a real fan, bro.
No,
I think we need to put it to the people that if you don't have a jersey by, I don't know, match week 10, you need to get off the pot for a little bit.
Oh, wow. Wow, he's making a move. He's making a move to replace me.
Yeah, look at that slide right in there.
This is a violent takeover, or a hostile takeover.
This is a hostile takeover.
Get yourself a jersey. I don't know. You look like a Chelsea fan to me right now in that blue.
Guess what I wore to work?
He knew how to throw daggers at you. Who makes the Spurs kits? Is it Nike?
I believe we're Nike right now. Yeah.
Isn't there like a Nike outlet in Richmond? Just head on
over
there.
There's a Nike outlet about 45 minutes to an hour away, but Nike outlets, I don't know if you've ever been to one, do not feature kits. They feature shoes.
I don't know.
Shoes. You
talk about Potomac Mills, right?
Well, it's the same thing in Williamsburg. No, actually, Potomac Mills is a little bit farther away. Yeah.
I thought so, but anyway.
Sorry to throw this shade, Sean. You look like a Chelsea fan right now, so you need to get that white spread.
Maybe that's why Joel's hating on you, because he hates on Chelsea fans all the time.
That's all right.
He saw the blue and was like, Sean, you're my line now.
And the problem is, I don't think we know any other Spurs fans because there's so few of them. So like we couldn't even replace them with another Spurs person. We'd have to find like a Manchester City fan or something like that.
I don't mind being unique, boys.
All right. What else is standing out there? Got Leicester United, maybe Leeds Everton. Anything?
Yeah.
You don't think that Leicester United game's gonna be good?
Southampton Chelsea
might be fun.
Southampton Chelsea is gonna be levels.
As a Chelsea fan, are you sure you want to say that?
Yes, as a Chelsea fan, I will fully admit that we are directly on level with Southampton.
Hey, you heard it.
You sure we want me?
Sean has given up completely on Tottenham. He is now a Chelsea fan.
That didn't work
out. You sure we want to be over there?
Didn't work
Stamford Sean, huh?
Stamford Sean. There goes I got the time. I'm gonna cut that and we're gonna post it on the Twitter. As a Chelsea fan,
bridge over troubled Sean's or something. I don't know. I'll have to work on that one. So wait, Sean, but I'm legitimately curious about this. You don't think the Leicester United game is gonna be good?
No, I do.
Oh, so you were just lying to me before? Setting me up for failure.
No, because it will be interesting if they still have their players. We were just talking about that earlier. I thought that Leicester being that I thought they added from the transfer window by not losing. And granted, you guys had a very valid counterpoint of that Brendan Rodgers regressing during that point of having those players is not helping. But losing Tielemans and Fofana and Madison does not help them
Yeah,
in any way.
certainly not.
So keeping those players has been a big thing. But at that point, you still should be better than United, especially at home. So
Well, I don't know. I think if you look at their
I don't
squads,
know.
I think if you look at their squads on paper, if you compare Leicester City's squad to Manchester United's squad, I think an argument could be made that the United squad is better. I think that's a fair argument to make. But they're playing a new system. They're learning a new manager. They're all these things that are going on. This is a system at Brent. So maybe we should equate Leicester to maybe a Brighton, where Graham Potter's been in there for many years. He's kind of got the similar players that he's been having. Brendan Rodgers has been at Leicester for a couple of years. He's got the same players that he's had for many years. And
that's
and
not the same. That's not the same comparison because Brighton are flipping their roster.
well, yes, they're selling some player over the last 2 years. They've sold a few players, but the rest of it is pretty cohesive and it's been there for a while. I guess my only point is that Brighton are clearly still looking like they're good, whereas Leicester are trending in the opposite direction. And so, I think it could be an interesting situation at Leicester, especially if United have a rocky showing against Southampton. Like, so say United, even if they beat Southampton, but it's not convincing, they play poorly, maybe get rescued by a penalty or something like that, Leicester probably could walk into that game with a bit of confidence and feel like we can bully this team and get a result out of them. I know
They have their players.
Jamie Vardy's clearly just going to be like assaulting Lissandro Martinez and like just doing whatever Jamie Vardy does with his stupid face.
That'd be a good matchup between those two,
right? Like,
yeah.
So I don't know. I think that stands to be a really interesting and intriguing matchup.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Arsenal hosts Villa. I'm gonna say the same thing about Villa that I will about Fulham, though I think it's less true about Villa. I think Fulham are in a better place and are more threatening than Villa. But Villa's got a squad. Like, they've got players on their team, and they might be on a new manager bounce at this point. So they might have a new manager, trying to work on getting some things going. But that seems to me to be another banana peel waiting to be stepped on, for Arsenal. So I think that these are two just particularly, I don't know, dangerous games for Arsenal. Because, I mean, like, we've been playing well, but, like, Arsenal historically, like, we play well, and then we just do some stupid stuff for a couple weeks and, throw away our chances, right? So this kind of...
Could you say that you bottle it?
No, that's a Tottenham thing.
Arsenal seem different this year. There's something different about Arsenal. There's a different feeling about them, which is annoying.
I agree with you. Like, I feel that energy as well, but at the same time, the back of my head, the last 20 years of supporting Arsenal is telling me, like, it can't be this good, right? So, like there's just this constant voice in the back of my head saying, like, yes, this team looks good, but it's only going to take one BS Granit Xhaka red card to,
Or if Jesus gets a bad injury or something.
Right? Yeah, yeah. And, we could have an Eduardo situation all over again.
Right.
So I don't know. That's the voice in the back of my head being like, don't get too excited.
Hey, I got a question.
What's up?
What should the Red Car Radio heads be watching in these next 2 weeks? Where do you think they should go?
I think if you were someone looking for a match to watch, and it's say like Saturday around 10 a.m. on the East Coast, you woke up, I don't know if you have kids. Maybe you have kids. Maybe you don't have kids. Woke up a little late, get some coffee, sit down. You're like, man, it's like 9:45. What should I watch? I think if I was choosing, because there's no way in heck I would choose to watch Chelsea, I think I would choose Brentford and Everton on Saturday morning. I think that is going to be some misery for the Evertonians. I think Thomas Frank and the squad are going to just take that knife and put it right into Frank Lampard's chest and just keep twisting and keep twisting and keep twisting. I have no confidence that Everton's going to get anything out of that, but I think it's going to be a good game.
Mhm.
Cool.
What would you?
And what do we think?
Sean? What would you watch midweek?
If I were a fan who were not working on the hours between 2 and 5,
Maybe you're a stay-at-home parent.
maybe you're a stay-at-home parent, maybe you just have the day off on Wednesday. I personally would forego the great games of West Ham and Spurs and Liverpool and Newcastle. I would forego those, and I would watch Bournemouth Wolves.
Interesting choice. Interesting
Yeah.
choice.
If I were in that position, unfortunately, I will not be.
Oh, because you're going to watch the interesting games, or because you're going to be working?
Both.
He's going to be working from the pub. So definitely, if you are looking for a match to watch, that's what we recommend you watch. And also, we'll need your match report for it. So definitely watch those matches. Hit us up in the YouTube comments. Tell us what's going on Saturday morning after you watch the Brentford-Everton game. We'll need like tactical analysis, what you thought of the referee and the VAR, all those things. Definitely, just, a couple paragraphs. Maybe keep it under 2,500 words. I don't. We'll grade for completeness. And then on Wednesday, after watching the Bournemouth Wolves match, just definitely drop us a line. Well, actually, we will have already recorded next week's episodes when that match already happens. So.
But drop it anyways, because we'll talk about it the week before, the week after.
We're still figuring out how this new Red Card Radio format's gonna work, but definitely drop us a line and we'll take a look at those. But I think that's all we got, guys. Think that's there will be some EFL stuff going on at some point. I don't know if that's going on right now this week, but I think also there's a Champions League draw and a Europa League draw going on somewhere in between there. So lots of stuff going on. So definitely keep things keep your ears open and check back in next week. Red Card Radio will have a breakdown for all these matches and more. But as always, we would love to hear from you. That's at KS Brad G. That's our good friend at Joel Finley 16 on Twitter. At Whiteheart_Sean. I am at James Tiffany, and we collectively can be reached at redcard_radio. We'd love to hear from you, and definitely hit that like button, follow button, subscribe button, wherever you're listening from. Those things really help us out. And share it with a mother, share it with your friend, share it with your brother. All those things would really help us. But until next time, enjoy some football this weekend, and we'll check back in next week. Good night.